Amazing facts about insects. Number first, mosquitoes. Mosquitoes bite more when there is a full moon. Scientists haven't determined the reason yet, but studies shows that mosquitoes are more active during a full moon. In fact, they can bite up to 500% more. So the next time there is a full moon out, you might want to get that bug spray ready. And number two, butterflies. Butterflies taste with their feet. We taste with our tongues, but insects don't have a tongue. Instead, they taste with their antenna or their mouth parts. At least most of them do. Butterflies taste their food in a unique way. They taste with their feet. Butterflies land on their food, using special chemical receptors in their feet to find out the taste of the food before consuming it. Also, when the time comes for the female butterfly to lay eggs, she goes from plant to plant, landing on their leaves and drumming her feet. In this way, she can tell if the plant's leaves will be tasty enough for her caterpillars to eat. Caterpillars spend most of the time eating. After all, in order to grow and they stay in just one plant, consuming as many of its leaves as it can. If they hatch on the wrong plant, they might not eat at all. And we all know what happens to living creatures that don't eat. Of course, they will die. Number third, dung beetles. Dung beetles roll their balls of poop in a straight line. Dung beetles are yucky, we know, because they deal with, well, dung, eating it, living in it, and even laying their eggs in it. Yup, they are well named. But they can also be amazing. Those that roll dung into balls, for example, and not all dung beetles do this, roll their dung balls to their nests in a straight line, using the stars in Milky Way as their compass. Now, there is a creature that doesn't need GPS. By the way, dung beetles are very strong animals. They may be small, but they can roll poop up to 10 times their own weight. That's like a man trying to roll a fully grown cow. And remember, they do it in a straight line. And number 4 is honeybees. Honeybees like to dance. We all know that bees buzz, but did you know some honeybees are good dancers? These are the bee scouts. You see, bees live in hives and most of them are workers. Some of these workers are scouts, which means they go out in search of food. Once they find food, they return to the hive and tell the others where the food is. How? They dance, of course. If the source of food is not that far away, they do the round dance, which is just like flying in a circle, but first to one side and then to the other, instead of flying in a continuous circle. If the source of food is far, they do the waggle dance, which is like flying in a figure 8. And the speed at which they fly indicates how far the food actually is. And the last amazing fact is about ants. Ants have 2 stomachs. Speaking of ants, some ants have 2 stomachs. In one, they can store and digest the food that they eat. In the other, they store food for their fellow ants, especially the queen and the larva. Some ants store so much food in the second stomach that they swell to the size of a grape. Just think of them as living, walking pantries. Whenever food is needed, All they do is regurgitate the food contained in the second stomach or throw it up, so to speak, so it can be eaten by others. This food is practically the same as when it was eaten. It isn't digested and so is easily regurgitated. The food in the first stomach is digested using gastric juices and so cannot be regurgitated. Rather, it is absorbed by the ant's body to provide it with nutrition.